Well, we wanted to get started today because we have a big cruise coming up, and we're all very excited about all of the things we're going to see and do on the cruise. And we are going to go through some of the questions that we've been getting to make sure that everybody understands what's going on. And Brett and I are here to just also to talk to you about all the details. But we've got a special group of folks here today that we would like to welcome to the group. Welcome to the webinar today. So top left, we have Marvin. Marvin is part of Johnson University. And you want to say a couple of words, Marvin?
Sorry, you caught me by surprise there.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marvin Elliott. I've worked on Johnson's Florida campus, just finishing up there, and I'm actually in Tennessee. I'm on the Tennessee campus right now, transitioning to there. And Al and I are pleased to be leading this group and looking forward to the trip very much. My wife and I made this identical trip 7 or 8 years ago, and we're going to have a great time.
Thank you, Marvin. And Alan Tyson from also Johnson University. Alan, you want to say a couple words?
Yeah, we are looking forward to having everyone join us, and we've planned a pretty good program. We believe that'll be both inspiring and educational and enjoyable as well. So we look forward to seeing everybody in just a few more days.
Great. Thank you, Alan. And Sherry, you want to say a couple of words?
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited for all of you to go on this cruise. I think Alaska is going to be very exciting. I've worked with Connie and Brett for their agency for 15 years now, and I know a lot of you I've seen on the Johnson University cruises. So I know this is a very special one, and I'm just really excited for all of you.
Thanks, Sherry. So that's me and the next, Connie and Joanne. You want to say hello? I know a lot of people know you, Joanne.
Hi, everyone. I haven't been there as long. It's been almost a year, believe it or not, but I feel like I know most of you by now, so it's nice to be able to see you by faces, hopefully for those that are coming in today, and look forward to answering any other questions that you may have.
Awesome. Thank you, Joanne. And Brett?
Hello, everybody. I may have met some of you on the past cruise, but look forward to seeing everybody the upcoming one. And I pretty much keep Connie straight, make sure she stays on top of things.
Don't believe him for a moment. And finally, last but not least, Heidi. Heidi, you want to say hi?
Hi, everyone. I helped Connie put together the land package post-cruise, so I'll be talking about that today.
Yes, about half the group is going to go home right after the cruise, and the other half is going to go on the post-land trip. And so Heidi's the guru for that, so that's why she's here. Thank you all for joining us today and for being part of this amazing trip. So the first thing I wanted to tell you is some good news. So because the Canadian dollar or the American dollar is so strong, pretty much everything that you're going to see, sorry, let me go back a screen. Everything that you're going to see is going to be a 25% discount. So dollars are accepted everywhere. A couple of travel tips that you may want to remember, and remember this is going to be recorded so you can watch this later, but let your bank know that you're traveling, because if not, they might block your bank, your credit cards, your debit cards, if they see that you're all of a sudden in Canada. You might want to talk with your cell phone plan, your carrier, about whether you can call people from Canada or whether you can call people on the ship. So typically what we do is we just tell everybody to turn their phone on airplane mode. And we're happy to discuss that, a little bit more later. So what to pack? Alaska can be chilly. It can be rainy. So layers. You want to plan for cold, chilly temps for those of us who are Floridians. Coats, jackets, sweaters, jeans, long sleeve shirts. It's really layers is the big deal. You want to bring a raincoat and waterproof shoes. But you know what's really cool is the swimsuit, because the jacuzzis are amazing. If you're a hot tub kind of person, to sit in the jacuzzi and watch the glaciers go by, that's a wonderful experience. So the main thing is Alaska is a much more casual cruise because it is the chilly temps. So a lot of jeans, even for dinner, will be accepted. There's going to be a formal night or a dress your best night, but you don't have to feel like that you have to put on a suit and tie if you don't want to. For your carry-on bag, always make sure you keep your passport with you and your medications, your cash, your camera, your phone. Lots of beautiful pictures to be made here. Just a note there about passports must be valid until next year. The flights from Vancouver, from Florida, you'll need to download your airline's flight. So if you're flying Delta, you'll want to download the Delta app. If you're flying United, you'll want to download the United app, check into your flight 24 hours prior to the flight, arrive to the airport 2 hours before your flight, and remember, no liquids through TSA unless they're 3 ounces or less. If you have any questions, let us know. Once you get to Vancouver, you're going to collect your luggage and go through immigration, so you'll need your passport. Remember, hotels transfers are not included because everybody's coming in at different times on different flights and everything. So everybody's going to get themselves to the airport. We've had several people ask to the hotel. We've had several people ask, how do you do that? You can get Uber if you're good with that, or a cab, or you can get a private transfer. Honestly, a cab is going to be inexpensive because remember, it's 25% discount based on the Canadian dollar. So, you know, you can also get a private transfer if you want somebody standing there with a sign waiting for you. You can book that as well, and you can just email us and let us know. Once you get to the hotel, you'll check into the hotel and you can enjoy beautiful Vancouver. Most of you are coming in 1 day before, but some of you are coming in 2 days before or even more. On the left, you see the beautiful Pan Pacific Hotel, and you can see that the Pan Pacific is attached to the port. So you literally go down the elevator and the ship is right there. Some of you are at the Delta Suites, and that's literally across the street. Both beautiful hotels right there in the Vancouver area. Here's a little map that I created to show you how close it is. Here at the top, you can see the black arrow pointing down to the Pan Pacific Vancouver, and then the other black arrow is pointing to the Delta Suites. It's literally a 3-minute car ride. And up at the top, you can see the cruise ship docks here with the green arrow. So it's very, very close, very, very convenient, amazing hotels. It's going to be a treat. And like I said, some of you are coming in early. So what to do in Vancouver? There's a lot of things that you can do. And if you have questions, you can reach out to us, or you can just Google these. Capbridge.com is an amazing experience in Vancouver. You get to walk over the suspension bridge, and it's a beautiful park. There's free bus service from the Canada Place, which is where the ship's going to pick us up on the day of the cruise. So if you purchase a ticket for the bridge, there's free shuttle service, which is really nice. There's also a really cool aquarium. There's a museum, and there's a lookout up on top of the mountains. All of these prices are in Canadian dollars. So you can imagine what a deal that is at 25% off. So remember, the 25% off is because of the exchange rate. That's why I'm saying that, is it's currently about 75 cents. So this is our beautiful ship, and we're excited to be sailing to Alaska once you're on board. The cool thing is the muster drill is now, instead of standing in line with the life jackets on for 20 minutes, it's a one-on-one experience. When you get on board the ship, you go straight to security and you do to your muster station, and you do it one-on-one with the person standing there. So it's much more amazing because you don't have to spend all that time waiting for the muster drill to take place. We suggest that you turn your airplane mode on and connect to the ship's Wi-Fi. And there's 2 ways to connect. You can connect for free, or you can pay for the app. If you want to get Wi-Fi so that you can stay connected, we suggest you do that ahead of time because it's cheaper. It's as part of your online check-in through Royal Caribbean. It's just like you would book a shore excursion, except you book Wi-Fi, and you can pay for that for the week. But you can also connect for free. And if you connect for free, you can chat with other people in the group through the app for free. So it's really an amazing app that they have, and they have all their shows and all the entertainment and everything on the app. So we suggest that you download the app and you have that available because it is free to use, and the Wi-Fi is free to use if you connect through them, and you can actually chat with people in the group. So this is a view of our itinerary from Vancouver up to Anchorage area called Seward, and all of the ports in between. Some of you may have seen this before, but I thought it would just be really pretty to just go through some of the port stops. But before I do, I thought, Marvin, maybe you could help us understand some of the things we're going to do on the ship.
Glad to do that. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So a standard day on the ship, that is a day that we are visiting a port, which is all of our days except 2. What that sort of looks like is a morning devotional. Those are at 7:45 in the morning. And then the day free to explore Sitka or Icy Strait Point or Juneau, wherever we are. And then an optional workshop at 4 o'clock in the afternoon after you come back on board. Then we all have dinner together. When you receive your CPAS card, when you check in, your table number will appear on there. And when you show up at your table, you'll find that there's other Johnson people there. So we have about 15 or 20 tables, all in the same area designated for us. So you don't have to do anything to meet up with the group except just show up. We're at either 5:15 or 5:30, I think, for dinner.
Yes.
So and then the evening is free for the entertainment that you find on the ship. So this is a lean program because we want you to enjoy Alaska. Things are a little bit different. The days that we are at sea, so that's Saturday and Thursday that we are at sea. We have an additional workshop because we'll have more time on the ship. The other thing that's a bit different is Juneau is on Sunday, and it just sort of worked out this way. We don't get into Juneau till after lunch. So we'll be on the ship and we'll have a church service at 8:30 on Sunday morning. Our preacher will be Dr. Daniel Overdorf, the president-elect of Johnson. Matter of fact, he will be 14 days into his presidency so this is his first official function as president of Johnson University. He'll be our preacher on that Sunday morning. I just today picked up the schedules from the printer, but Connie may mention this later, but we will have a table in the lobby of both hotels on Thursday when most of you arrive, but the day before the cruise. Alan will be at one hotel, I'll be at the other. And if you check in with us, now that's not a substitute for checking into the hotel, but if you stop by the table in the lobby and see us, we'll have a goodie bag for you that has some really cool Johnson merchandise in it. And we'll have a schedule so that you'll know where to show up and what to do. But the very first thing, and this will be the last thing I mentioned, the very first thing is when we board Friday morning in the late morning, we have a welcome reception in the Viking Lounge at 2 p.m. We're not having any functions in the hotel. Honestly, it was way too expensive to do that. But we are having a welcome reception on board at 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon. And that's, it's a big space, it'll be casual, and it'll be a good time for us to get organized and oriented and start to get to know one another. So that space is ours for an hour. But that's just an overview of what we've got going on.
Wonderful. Thank
Connie,
you.
is there anything else you want me to cover specifically?
No, I think that's great. I mean, I think your goal all along, yours and Alan, was to rest, explore God's beauty and see how beautiful Alaska is, and then to have some time, with the Lord and have some time with the Bible study and church. So I think we've, covered it all. So that's great. Thank you. Alan, did you want to say anything before we move forward?
What time are we able to get on the ship? You know, when we've done in the past, it's all of us getting there together, but we're going to be all coming in at different times on that hotel on Friday. So do you have an idea what time we can aboard the ship?
Yeah, it's after breakfast. I would say no earlier than around 11. So usually check out at the hotel is around 11 as well. And you literally just either have to walk downstairs and go over to the ship, or you just have to either walk down the street a few minutes or take a quick cab ride to the ship from the other hotel. But it's really not that far. You're always on before lunchtime, so you will be able to have lunch. Yes.
So Royal Caribbean started during COVID, having everybody choose a check-in time. It was to space people out. As you can imagine, during that time, they were real worried, concerned about that. They still use that. They make you sign up for a time to be at the port to check in on the ship. They do not adhere to it. So
No.
whenever you get there, it's fine. Just, you know, like she said, there's no hard, fast time that they start letting people on. It's just as soon as they can get the previous cruise passengers off, and they can turn around the ship and then get clearance from immigration to go ahead and start boarding again. It usually happens around 11 a.m. But if your check-in time's not till 12:30, don't worry about it. You can show up at 11. Just show up whenever you want, and you'll be able to get right on. They're not going to ask you any questions or say anything.
I would certainly suggest that everybody get there by noon, because your first lunch is going to be on board. 30 days prior to the cruise, you'll get notification that the cruise check-in is now ready. And the only thing you get with check-in is a check-in time, and they don't even adhere to that anymore, as Brett said. So, yeah.
And one more piece, once you're on board, they strive to have the cabins ready by 1 p.m. Again, that's not a set in concrete expectation, but that is their goal, and they usually adhere to that pretty well. And you'll get your SeaPass cards, your room key cards at your cabin. So when they announce over the system shipwide that the cabins are ready, that they're open, you'll just go right to your cabin and your SeaPass card will be there. You can drop stuff off in the room and whatever. And then you can go to your muster drills because you'll know exactly where you're supposed to go. It'll be on your SeaPass card and stuff.
So what we typically do is we get on, we have lunch, and then the muster drill is on your phone as well. And for
It's
those
on
of
the
you
app.
that have the app, you'll just go right to your muster station and get that done before the rooms are even open. So if you don't have the app, then like Brett said, you can get the key right outside. But that key opens your door, and it's also your charging card for the week. So it's
Connie, I
gonna
don't
be-
know if you saw there was a question popped up about how do you know which hotel you're in? Am I right that the Mandarin Christian Church or a Christchurch Mandarin group is in the Delta and everyone else is in Pan Pacific?
Yes, I don't think that we have, I don't think that any of the other guests, because there's a very small group that's at the Delta Suites. So it looks like the entire group is with Christchurch in Jacksonville.
But you can see it on your confirmation that we sent you
Yeah.
from sales@totaltravelevents.com. It has your hotel on there, which one that you're in. This really is going to be a trip of a lifetime. So that's why we thought it was important to go over all of these things with you. So of course, we've kind of already covered Vancouver. It's a beautiful, clean, amazing city. There's that skywalk again. They also have a sky tram. It's just gorgeous. The Inside Passage is just a wonderful day to relax and see the scenery along with the Johnson University programming. It's just beautiful going in the Inside Passageway. When we get to Juneau, there's a lot of things that you can do. There's the tram. There's also whale watching. You can just get off and walk around. So that's the one thing I wanted to cover today is you don't have to pay for an excursion. You can just get off and walk around and enjoy. But if you want to go whale watching or you want to do something, that's available too. And it's all available through Royal Caribbean.
We go to the Mendenhall Glacier from there.
Yes.
The park.
Yes, Mendenhall Glacier. So then we are going to go through Icy Strait Point. That's another day of just amazing options with, you can see the bears, you can take the chairlift to the top, you can just amazing things. And then Sitka, it's just another little beautiful town. You can go walk through there. There's a bear sanctuary is there as well. It's just gorgeous. Everywhere we're going is going to be like so beautiful. There's a couple of stops that you can actually take a very expensive helicopter ride up to the glaciers, but it's a once in a lifetime thing. And you can actually fly up there and walk on the glacier. There's an amazing train ride that Brett and I did one year that takes you up on the train, and you get to go hear all about the gold rush and all about the Alaska, old days. And this looks like it came right out of the pages of history, and nothing's really changed there. So just know that you can do as much or as little as you want. And then when we go to Hubbard Glacier, just wow, that's going to be a day where you just get to really experience the beauty. So yeah, it's just so many things you can do, or do nothing at all. You can see creatures you've never seen before, and see things you've never seen before. So I just kind of wanted to bring that up. Everything is on royalcaribbean.com, and then you use your booking number and your last name, or you create a username and password. And that's where you can do all of your excursions. You can do your Wi-Fi if you want to do that. If you want to book a massage, you can do that. If you want to, that's where you'll do your check-in too. So everything is available at royalcaribbean.com.
And a recommendation, if you have not done so yet, please go in and look at all the excursions that are available and book them as soon as you can, because the really popular ones do go
We
very
lost you.
quickly.
Can you hear us?
Lost Marvin.
You were frozen for a minute.
Oh, okay. Oops, sorry.
We lost everything Brett said there.
Oh dear. Okay.
Are we back now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. No, I was just saying on the excursions, if you have not booked yours yet, please go online to the Royal Caribbean website and look at those and book them as soon as you can, because the really popular ones go quickly. And we don't want anybody to miss out on anything.
Okay. Here's some beautiful pictures of our ship, our floating resort for the week. There's a beautiful area for like the buffet, so you can enjoy a nice meal. This is the dining room. It's gorgeous. We'll have assigned tables at the early spot. There's an enclosed pool area, so that's nice. There's hot tubs in there, and just a beautiful way to relax inside. And then it has this floor to ceiling elevators that just have glass. It's just a gorgeous ship for this. Very excited about the ship in general. And look at that lounge, and you can just sit up there and listen to beautiful music and
That's
look
where the
out.
reception.
And here's another one of the pool. It's nice that it's indoors, because it can be chilly up there. And there's our ship, just gorgeous. So at the end of the cruise, we have two different options. Those of you that are going on the post-cruise group, listen up, because Heidi's going to go over that next, the 3 nights. If you're not booked on the post-cruise, then each of you has a bus transfer on the right-hand side of the page. There's a bus transfer already included in your package. And the first bus is going to depart as soon as it's full to head to the airport. And the second one departs no later than 8:30, so that everyone can arrive to the airport by 11:30. If you do not, you can go onward from the airport, or if somebody's going to come pick you up at the port or something, let us know. But if not, we're going to put everybody on a bus and take you to the airport. And then if you have people, some of you are staying a few days there or whatever, they can come get you at the airport, but just let us know. But those are the two options. So those of you that are going home after the cruise, this next part is not for you. So, thank you for joining us. You're welcome to stay on board, but because we're going to do questions and answers at the end. But now we're going to start talking about for those that are staying on the post cruise. Is that okay? Or should we check the Q&A and see?
Well, Why don't we try to do Q&A now so that those who
Yeah.
aren't going on the post cruise don't have to stay.
So David Wheeler says the SkyTrain goes straight from the airport to across the street from the hotel. So, that's good to know. And then Paula says, once you're on board, you're able to purchase Wi-Fi a day at a time if you only need to check on things once or twice. Good idea, Paula. The thing with Wi-Fi is that Brett and I will both have Wi-Fi. So if anyone has to make an emergency call home, or you need to have a way to connect with people, you can certainly reach out to us and we can, let you make a call because we'll have Wi-Fi.
Connie, the same will go for we have 5 staff members on the trip, and all 5 will have the ability to use phones also.
Okay. There's a question here, Joanne. I have received varying information about my flights. My updates show a different airline name and different time than what my email updates show. You want to talk about that, Joanne?
Okay. Who is that? Because I sent everybody there were a lot of schedule changes. I sent Saturday, everybody your last updated schedule change information.
Okay, it's David S. So David, if you could reach out to Joanne, she can help
Okay,
you.
I will get you
Okay.
your updated.
Yeah. We do sometimes see that happening. So what happens a lot lately is that the airlines will cancel a flight and Royal Caribbean has to rebook you on a similar type air, schedule. And so sometimes the airlines do change. But if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to us, sales@totaltravelevents.com.
I'll give you a call, David, to go over yours.
And then I believe that's it for now. So now let's go without further ado. Let's go ahead and start talking about the land trips. So the 3 nights going to Denali. So Heidi,
You want
I'll
me to
let you. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So for those that are staying on and going the land trip on July 19th, which is the day of debarkation from the ship, meet at the port terminal starting at 7:30 a.m. The departure is actually not until 8:30, but make sure that you start getting off the ship and you are, looking for the buses at 7:30 so that you have time to load your bags and get on board on board the motor coach. And that motor coach will take you directly to the Anchorage Hotel. You'll get there around 12:30 p.m. It's going to stop along the way at the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, where you'll have some time to take a little break and also view some of the local animals that they have at the Conservation Center. So it'll probably be about an hour stop there. So you can take pictures, and that entrance to the Wildlife Center is included as part of the trip. For all of the motor coach transfers, we've already included a gratuity to the driver. If you feel like you want to add additional gratuity to the driver himself here, it's at your own discretion, but no obligation. We've already included that with our contract with them. So the motor coach will take you on that same day to the Wingate by Wyndham Anchorage Hotel. It's walking distance to the train depot. There's a couple of other little shops that are close by. It's right on a very popular area for salmon fishing called Ship Creek, right out the back door of the hotel. You could probably see a bunch of fishermen there, and if you're interested in fishing, you could probably find a pole and catch your own fish if you like. The hotel itself has a complimentary shuttle that'll take you to nearby shops and to the depot, although we're not using that depot that day. So you'll have the rest of the day to explore Anchorage on your own. There's a lot of shops, a lot of nice restaurants to see while you're there. On the next morning, the breakfast is included as part of your trip at the Anchor at the Wyndham. So that next morning on July 20th, you will depart the hotel at 9:15 a.m. And it'll take you up to Denali and to the Grand Denali Lodge. You will see a beautiful tour from your motor coach. You also have a box lunch provided to snack on during your trip up to Denali while you're looking at all the different sites along the way. There will be a brief stop in a beautiful town called Talkeetna, which on a clear day, you can see beautiful views of the Denali mountain itself. Denali is so large, the whole park area is over 6 million acres. So when you're up right next to it and at Denali itself, you're not always able to see the top of the mountain, but on the bus ride up there, you'll be able to see views of the mountain if the skies are clear.
I have a quick question before we move on from this one. The motor coach is going to come to the hotel and pick everyone up there, right?
Can't hear you.
Yes, just to clarify, so yes, I think Connie's question is where the motor coach will pick you up in Anchorage. It will show up at the hotel that you're staying at with a 9:15 a.m. departure. Make sure to come down a little bit early to check out from the hotel and get your bags ready so that there's enough time for them to load the bags back onto the coach. So you'll be taking your bags off the coach the night before, and you'll have to bring them back to the coach the morning of the 20th. So make sure you get down there a little bit early. I'd say probably 8:30, just to make sure that there's enough time for everything to get loaded back onto the coach for that 9:15 a.m. departure. So later that day, around 4 o'clock, you'll be at the Grand Denali Lodge. There's a picture of it there on the right. You'll be there for 2 nights. It's a beautiful hotel. It sits up on top of a peak overlooking the valley underneath, which the river flows right underneath. It's just a beautiful view. They have a lovely restaurant. They have a lovely bar area. They have a lovely deck outside that you can overlook the valley area right outside of the Denali Park. There is a complimentary shuttle that will take you to the little town very close by that has some magnificent restaurants, by the way, and also in a couple of shops. It'll also take you to the Denali Visitor Center. It's about a mile, 1.3 miles away from the hotel itself, but the shuttle can take you back and forth. You need to get, and I strongly encourage you to visit that visitor center. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. When you arrive at the hotel, there will be some help with your luggage to transport to the rooms as needed, and also on the next couple of days to get to the train. So that's already included as part of the package. So you'll have 2 nights in Denali at the Grand Denali Lodge. So really a full next day for you to really walk around and explore. You can take that shuttle right over from the hotel to the visitor center. The visitor center itself is just a wonderful place to look around and explore. They have all kinds of different viewing areas of Denali Park. They have a large map where you can see how everything is laid out. There is a beautiful area you can just walk around. There's paths and hiking trails if you're up for that, or just gentle paths to walk around the visitor center. There's also, and we didn't mention this here, but there's also a dog training facility on site there that you might be able to go and visit some of the dogs that they train at the national park area. From there, you can either book your own excursion if you're interested into seeing more information about Denali Park, but the park itself offers buses that'll take you about 45 minutes into the park to explore different wildlife and to get little views of Denali Mountain on a clear day. That's all free as part of the park entrance. If you want to go deeper into Denali and do more exploring, if you're adventurous and you want to do rafting trips or zip lines or whatever, those would have to be booked separately. Just let Joanne know that if you're interested in that, and we can get those booked for you. But visiting the park visitor center itself is a free activity and can actually fill a full day. So on the 22nd is when you'll be leaving your hotel and going on to the beautiful Alaska Railroad, which is, to me, I've been on this before, the highlight of the trip. You can take the shuttle over from the hotel to the train depot center, which is actually right next to the visitor center of Denali Park. And you just need to arrive at the train depot at 11:30 a.m. It's about an hour before the train departure. Bring your ID, your photo ID, as you check in, and they will give you your tickets to board the train. Like we said, it departs around 12:30 p.m. And then, so from there, you will be able, they're kind of iffy as to exactly how long the train takes. They say it's a 6.5 hour ride. So if everything goes as planned, you should be in at 7 p.m. There's going to be a motor coach there waiting for you at the end in Anchorage to transport you to the airport. So that will leave at around 7:45 p.m. So enough time to pick up your bags back in Anchorage and then get over to the airport. So we talked about this a moment ago, so kind of stepping back a minute. So the morning of the 22nd, you'll be leaving the lodge. You can take the shuttle over to the train depot. You will board the railroad at that time. There's two different classes of service that are available on the train, the Gold Star service and the Adventure Class service. Both have viewing cars where you can see all the sights going by on the train. The Gold Star service includes lunch and dinner as part of the voyage, along with 2 complimentary adult beverages. And there's also an outdoor deck that you can actually step outside while still on the train itself to watch the scenery going by. The Adventure Class doesn't have that outdoor deck, but has a observation room where you can go. It's all glass all around you. You can view all around you the scenery and the wildlife. Both of those services include a narrator that will tell you exactly what you're seeing and answer any questions that you have. They're wonderful, wonderful guides that are part of the railroad system. Yeah, I think that's all we had to say about that. So there's a picture of the train. It's just an amazing train experience. A great way to see Alaska. So you'll be able to, you're lucky enough, you'll be able to see it both by land through the motor coach and then also by the train, where you can have a little bit more panoramic views of what you're seeing.
Thank you, Heidi.
So Connie, you want to touch on this last one?
Sure. So we just wanted to go over what you can expect. Your cruise is already paid for, all of you. It's your cruise, your port charges, all the government taxes and fees, onboard gratuities, your pre-cruise hotel in Vancouver, your transfers to the airport at the end of the cruise. And then if you purchase the additional package, then the motor coach train ticket. But we did want to mention that on those post-cruise land package, meals are not included. So
Connie, I feel like, this is Marvin, should mention too, the additional package, the motor coach and train tour to Denali, is not a Johnson sponsored event. So there's no Johnson personnel and no Johnson programming in that. Will you have staff on that portion of Connie?
no, but what we're going to do is have everything printed for everyone so that they'll have the contact information and they'll know exactly where to be and where to be. And then we'll also have our number in there in case anybody has any questions.
So Connie will be your point of contact if you have any problems or run into trouble on that. But I just feel a need to explain that Johnson is proud to endorse this because Connie and her firm have been such great partners through the years, but Johnson isn't sponsoring or involved in that portion.
And with that, let's see what other questions we have. Um, I have an excursion at 1:30 p.m. and that day the ship pulls in at 1. Will the ship get me to the excursion in time if I book through them? Absolutely. That's one of the incredible things about booking an excursion through the cruise line is that they're going to collect you, that you'll get a ticket in your cabin and it'll tell you when and where to gather and they will take you to your excursion. So you won't miss a thing. Someone said we have an excursion on the last day. It's the bus ride to the Wildlife Center and then to Anchorage. So are there any other instructions for that? Terry, you just need to let us know because we can Wildlife Center and then on to Anchorage. So we will just need to know that you're not going to be on our bus since you booked this. And there will be special instructions for you on your ticket in your cabin from the cruise line because you booked that through Royal Caribbean. So that ticket will be in your room and it'll tell you where and when to be, and they'll give you special luggage tags and everything. When we get on board, the people that are going to be in our group on the buses will get a certain luggage tag, and then the people that are going to be on the post-cruise group will also get the same luggage tag so that we kind of all get off together. And then that way people can get on to the bus or get on to the whatever bus you're going on, either the bus for the 3-day post-cruise or to go to the airport. But Terry, just send us a little quick email so that we know. I think I've answered all the questions. Does anyone have anything to add that's on the call?
There's
Connie,
another.
I see a chat question about how to know which train package you're on.
That would be in your confirmation, right, Sherry or Joanne, whether they have Gold Star or Standard?
Correct.
Yes, that should have been sent to them, but we can, double check and let them know. If you can,
If you could let us know who you are, send us an email maybe, and let us know if you have a question, but it should be on your confirmation, whether you have Gold Star or the adventure class. The price was different. So the standard price included Gold Star, and then the reduced price was the adventure class. So, it just depends on which one you paid for. Are there other questions?
Gina has a question there. Do you see that?
Can we take the 7:15 train as we have a flight leaving at 5? Gina, you're talking about the train from the ship to the airport, I assume. So why don't you email us and let's answer that, because I'm not sure what time the train is, or maybe you're on the post trip, and if so, then your flight's not at 5, I don't believe. But yeah, if you could email us directly, Gina, then that way we can answer you, because we don't want to give you the wrong answer here. If anyone has any questions, the email is sales@totaltravelevents.com, and we can answer anything. So.
And if you have questions about the Johnson programming or Johnson sponsorship, Alan or I, either one, would be glad to answer that. My email is melliott, MELLIOTT. Alan's is A Tyson, ATISON, both of them at johnsonu.edu.
Wonderful. Oh, a couple more questions, maybe. Let's just see. Okay, I think we're good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for your time, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this trip of a lifetime. We're very excited to have you and very excited to be traveling with you. And like I said, this meeting will be recorded and we will email it out to everyone that's going on the trip. And we'll also send some additional follow-up between now and July. So if not, have a blessed day and thank you again. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, Connie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Connie.
Bye-bye.